So obviously the beginning of this year was pretty disappointing when it came to new minifigures. We got Beskar Mando, General Dodonna, and a Hoth version of Luke. That was it. But this wave is completely different. We are getting a whopping 16 new LEGO Star Wars minifigures, and I want to go over every single one of them, as well as some other figures we're going to be getting this wave, and I do not think a single figure in this entire wave disappoints. With that said, I'm going to ask you all to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It'll help me out a ton, and will just help me get this video out to as many people as possible, and I would really appreciate it. Now, first off, the big figure that everyone's really excited about universally is Bo-Katan. So Bo-Katan is a great looking figure. We have a bunch of angles of them now. We pretty much have a decent shot of everyone except for some of the Mandalorian characters. But yeah, so Bo-Katan looks great. First off, she comes in her blue helmet, all of that. The figure looks fantastic. And now, an angle you're probably going to want to see a better one of is her without the helmet on, and that section looks great. I think they nailed the headband. The hairpiece, I think, works really well for Bo-Katan. They could have used another one, but I think that worked fine. The back printing looks cool, too. Just an overall fantastic figure. It really reminds me of Jango Fett. And now the next one we're getting, obviously, is Gar Saxon. Gar Saxon is a sick figure. I absolutely am in love with the Gar Saxon minifigure. They just pretty much nailed it down. I was a little skeptical of it at first, but as we're getting a better look, I'm liking it more and more. Another figure I'm liking less and less, though, which we'll get into in a bit. But Gar's really cool. He has the yellow highlights in his eyes and everything. And finally, the other Mandalorian we're getting in that set is the Mandalorian Loyalist. Now, this guy is not incredibly, crazy, but he's still unique, and that's very nice. They didn't exactly have to do him. They could have just thrown in another Ahsoka if they wanted. But they were nice enough to throw in a new figure, which was great. But yeah, so he looks really cool, like him a lot. Now the other figure we're getting is the new Darth Maul minifigure. It's very similar to the one we got in the special book edition. But this is going to be great for $20. You're getting him in the Ahsoka versus Maul Mandalorian Throne and Vault set. It looks good. I really like the figure. It looks really nice, really clean. And now, next up, we are going to move into more, Clone Wars characters, and we have Hunter to start off the Bad Batch, and now this is a shot courtesy of the Brick Wiz, my friend, the Brick Wiz. It looks great. I have an angle both with and without the helmet. I know a lot of people haven't been huge on the helmets. I think the Bad Batch figures are fantastic. They could be better in some areas, but overall, they're just great figures. Hunter is no exception to this. Obviously, they nailed down the, skin tone and everything. Love the knives and all that. Very epic. Then after that, we have one that I am honestly most excited for like a personal, sentimental reason, and it is Echo. Now, the reason I'm excited about Echo is because now, I've actually been thinking about it, we have waited 12 years for LEGO to make an Echo minifigure. And 5s too, technically, and I know this isn't the variation we'd all prefer. We'd obviously all prefer an ARC version. But, it's still something. This is the first time in 12 years we're getting an Echo, which I'm very happy about. They do have the face print in, obviously, the more light, pale skin tone, which looks really good for Echo. He has the back head print with the band, and he also has the nice arm printing. He's the only Bad Batch member with arm printing. I like that for the technical or mechanical hand. They did a great job with it. The only thing I think I complain about with this one is it doesn't come with a waist cape. They should have done a waist cape. This was a no-brainer thing to put on there. They didn't, and it makes me almost wonder if LEGO's going to try and move away from waist capes and they're just going to be printing those on. They've always been weird about that with Clone Troopers. Say, example, Commander Neo, we got a while back. That was printed on his little, strap or whatever. But yeah, it's still interesting nonetheless. Now, next up, we have Tech. Now, Tech comes with a brand new helmet mold. I think it looks okay. They could have done a little better. They could have, shrunk it and made it, feel more accurate. But I think LEGO did an okay job with him. We also get an angle of him without his, glasses, which is really cool, or his goggles. The hairpiece is nice. I think, they did a decent job with the hair. I think they couldn't have really chose a better one. And I just really like it. I think they probably should have given him a data pad. I understand why he got a backpack, but the rest didn't. I feel like it should have been like an all or nothing thing. And even when you take it off, I believe they're still printing of a backpack on there. But then after that, you have Wrecker. Now, Wrecker, I think is okay. I think they should have probably used a Mandalorian helmet instead of the Iron Man one to print on his helmet design. But the helmet design does look decent. Obviously, the torso piece looks nice from what I've seen in the reviews and everything. I wish they gave him a backpack mold, but, hey, whatever. The blaster seems all decent. The head print I love. I like the head prints on these guys, honestly. And then after that, we have our final Bad Batch member, and it is Crosshair, or as Omega would put it, Rosshair. But Crosshair, people haven't been loving this one. They're saying it's certainly the weakest figure of the Bad Batch line, which I'd agree. But they didn't. I don't think they did it bad. It probably should have been in gray. But I understand why they did it in black. It's pretty easy to make that mistake. So I wouldn't say that big of a deal. And then next up, let's move into some Mandalorian cross section with the Bad Batch figures. Now next up we actually have Fennec Shand. Fennec Shand obviously was in the Bad Batch 2, so this is a great multi-dimensional figure. Boba Fett, Mandalorian, all the new shows, Bad Batch, Fennec's gonna be in. I can't wait to see the face print on this figure. We don't have a great angle yet, but we do know, and I forgot to mention this in the news video, she comes with arm printing, which is very nice. They didn't have to do that. Like, they really didn't have to do that one, but they did it anyway, which was great. Like, if any figure had an excuse not to have arm printing, it would be Fennec Shand, but they still nailed it. Love Fennec, love the gun, love the helmet mold. That looks fantastic. And then also after that, we got probably another somewhat disappointing one. It's Moff Gideon. They didn't do a new lightsaber mold, or at least, piece or something, which was kind of disappointing. But, they, whatever. The face print looks fine. The torso print looks fine. Moff Gideon's not that exciting. We've been waiting for a minifigure for him now for over 2 years, which is kind of crazy. And then finally, from that set, we have the Dark Trooper. We don't have a great angle on him yet. We really just do not. It's very exciting. I'm very excited for the Dark Trooper. I'm going to be getting this set. And it should be pretty neat. Next up, we have Greef Karga. Now, this figure looks sick. I love the way they did it, especially because with the old Razor Crest set, they really, really didn't do great with that version of Greef Karga. This one they nailed. They nailed down the likeness of Greef Karga so well. Just a great figure. And then finally, we have one of my favorite figures from this wave, and I'm sure it's going to be way more common, but this is from the Slave 1 set. This is Boba Fett. Oh my gosh, this Boba Fett is insane. The arm printing, he is printing all around the torso, aside from his, under his arms. The helmet looks decent. The face print, we were technically getting 6 clones this wave. They're just, none of them are generic clones, which kind of stinks. But yes, it is all so beautiful. I am loving this Boba Fett. We've got a lot of different angles of him. Nothing really official yet. I'm sure we're going to be getting those within the next week. And then after that, we have the one that I am not as huge of a fan of, but I've kind of come around on a little bit, and it is Paz Vizsla. Now, this is from The Mandalorian, obviously, and I've kind of come to the conclusion, and, I thought these were terrible at first. Everyone was mad at me. After really looking at them and taking a hard look, the only part I seriously have a problem with is the helmet. They should have done a custom helmet piece for it. But aside from that, the torso, the legs look fantastic, let me just say. The legs look great. The torso looks fine. The backpack print looks fantastic. They should have done the same type of thing with Wrecker for the build. The gun looks great. Then after that, we have the last, Mandalorian figure. But it is the armor. I'm glad they did this one. They didn't have to do it. And now, with the Mando Battle Pack and this one, you're going to get to have, your little, Mandalorian, I don't even know what to say, army. But you're going to have all your little unique Mandos. The armor, really, all she needed was, aside from a new helmet mold, she needed the shawl. Because without the shawl, she really just feels not great. The rest of her is fine. The helmet, I am not a fan of. I still think, I'm going to stay firm on this. The helmet does not look good. It was made for Gar Saxon. She has a bajillion different points on her head, the Darth Maul points or whatever. And the armor, and Gar Saxon only has 4. I counted actually. But whatever. It's fine. Maybe this one's just a misprint, or hopefully they'll change it. I don't know. Probably not. And then next up after that, we have 2 figures we didn't get a great angle on. But it is Santa Mando and Grogu, or the Child. I think I was very happy when I saw this. It's not a huge deal. We do get these figures. I'm going to get this, probably in December. But he comes with a little scarf, which is nice. I really like that. And then you also get Red Grogu, which I called a year ago. I'm just happy about these. They're 2 new figures. Technically, it's 17 if you include Grogu, if not. And also, I completely forgot to mention the Mortar Trooper. The Mortar Trooper looks great. I love him. The nice yellow highlights. I think just great job, LEGO. You did fantastic with the Mortar Trooper. Now let's get into the other figures we are getting that, wouldn't fall under this category. We are getting Stormtroopers in both the Advent Calendar as well as the set with the Mortar Trooper and Greef Karga. That's also very nice. We are also getting a Scout Trooper in the Advent Calendar as well as IG-11. We are getting Beskar Mando in the Slave 1, the Moff Gideon's Light Cruiser, as well as the Mandalorian Forge. It comes with a jetpack in the Forge. We're also getting Grogu in the Moff Gideon Cruiser, and we're also getting the Ahsoka Tano minifigure in the Duel on Mandalore set. And then we are also getting Cara Dune in the Moff Gideon Cruiser. We're getting Vader and an officer. Vader is with his arm printing, and that is going to be in the Vader's transformation set, or not the transformation, the Vader's meditation set. And then finally, the two figures we have not seen anything about are the figures from the UCS Republic gunship, which are presumed to be a clone captain of some sort, and Mace Windu. Now, I do not know if anyone's particularly seen the clone captain, or they know if it's going to be the Phase 1 clone captain. It could be another one. We'll have to wait and see, but as far as we're concerned, we'll know it will look something like this. And we're also getting Mace Windu. My guess is they're going to be coming with arm printing and side leg printing, the way they did the Imperial officers in the UCS Star Destroyer. But yeah, with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all the other things, and I will see you all in the next one. And tell me what your favorite LEGO Star Wars minifigure coming this wave is. I'm curious to hear. But with that, see you all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.